said you'd be able to attend Harvard Law, neuroscience at Columbia University, or engineering at Colorado School of Mines without a single instance of failure. You'd likely tell me I've lost it, but let me offer you this. What if we could redefine failure and use that definition to achieve goals we could have only dreamed of? I want you to think of an instance of failure that you experienced at any point in your learning, at any point through your life. And I want you to hold on to that. We're going to come back to that in this talk. Failure, lack of success, the inability to meet expectations. What if we could relook at failure altogether? A new outlook. In academics, we can only define failure as completely giving up. Students, you can understand this. Stress, academic and social pressures, and other factors such as these can weigh on high school and university students, decreasing motivation and self-esteem. And most of the time, it's our view of ourselves and our own work ethic that can hold us back from achieving our goals. Stay with me here. Let's think about this example. You're working on a particularly tricky math problem. We can imagine the eventual and guaranteed solution to this math problem as the destination. Let's say we're traveling to that destination. Now, there are a few ways this can play out. The student could solve the problem on the first try, become stuck and spend more time figuring out the solution, have to ask for help, or could give up altogether, deciding that they cannot find the solution that is, again, completely definite and waiting to be reached, just like the destination. We could see an immediate solving as a completely straight and clear road, point A to point B. We could see getting stuck and needing more help as a roadblock, needing to find or figure out alternate routes. We could see needing to ask for help as pulling out a map, calling roadside assistance, or plugging our destination into a GPS. But what's the result of all these alternatives? Reaching our destination, one way or another. You see, the only way we do not reach our destination is by turning that car around and going right back where we came from. The answer, or a version of the desired outcome, is always there, right? It's just out of sight. If I hold an object in your view, and then I move the object out of sight, tell me, is the object gone? No. It'll stay right in the spot where it landed until you search and ultimately find the object, right? We can imagine said object as the solution to a math problem, the perfect formula or style of writing an essay, or the correct procedure for a science experiment. The answers are waiting to be found. The reality of higher education is that everyone is on their own journey. In turn, everyone is capable of understanding academics, no matter how difficult or complicated the subject may be. Now, after thinking of this idea, I wanted to see what some other students in my position thought of failure in their respective fields. Let's see what some of them had to say. If you fail, you're simply a failure. I'm most afraid of failing classes. I don't deserve to have fun. Failure can mean bombing a test, but it normally labels my fear of being wrong or looking too nervous. I decided to put all of these interview responses into a word cloud, and I'd like to share that word cloud with you today. So the largest words on this word cloud are the most frequently used words throughout the student interview responses. Let's take a look at some of them. Classes, means, enough, try, fear, wrong, scared. What do all of these words have in common? What are these students trying to tell us? That students grow up with a common social construct. If you fail a test, if your grade plummets, if you can't immediately understand a concept, you are seen as not smart enough, and this is not your thing. As a student, I have felt this social stigma in every grade and every stage of schooling I can remember. We take small failures, slip-ups, and rough patches as a sign of our intellectual capacity that we can't possibly advance. We're a certain amount of smart, and that's that. I want to take you back to my junior year of high school. I studied for the SAT in the first few weeks of spring as the weather began to fluctuate in the heart of Golden, Colorado. I kept busy. When I wasn't studying, I was lining up my prospective schools. Lined up what I would say to my friends and family once they found out about my killer SAT score. I worked hard for that exam. I knew that an above-average score would be my one-way first-class ticket into any school I wanted to attend. But most importantly, to me, I wanted people to know I was smart. This felt like the ultimate test to prove myself. So, I took the exam, and I anxiously awaited my score. I checked the College Board website almost every single day. Finally, scores were released. I want you to go back to that experience I asked you to hold on to. Was it similar to mine? What negative things were you telling yourself? See, I didn't get the score I wanted. I was disappointed. I was self-critical. It was a textbook reaction to failure and learning. However, I soon realized that something like the SAT didn't define my success. I did. If we take our new definition of failure, that the only way to fail is to completely give up, we can adopt the mindset of failure is not an option. And with those two tools in hand, there is nothing we cannot learn, accomplish, understand, present, or teach. There's a saying, there's only one way down. Our one way is turning around. Thank you.